welcome to this special episode here on my channel. Today, as we are in the middle of Tour de Fleece, which I am not taking part of this year, I still wanted to bring some inspiration and some ideas into the community. So I thought I would share with you what have I been knitting with my handspun yarn, and we will also have a look up here on my top shelf in my yarn cupboard, which is filled with lovely beautiful handspun yarn. So my name is Kia and I'm coming to you from Sweden in a small village outside of Gothenburg. I am a crafty person. I knit, I spin, I crochet, I sew, I embroidery. I do a lot of crafty things, and I have a normal regular channel here on YouTube, a knitting channel, where I usually share my crafty life and with a normal episode with what I have been doing since the previous episode. Sometimes in between, once a month, I put up an episode with my friend and we talk about what we have been spinning, but also other things, life related, not in English, just in Swedish. Today's episode I am recording both in English and in Swedish because I thought, why not? It's fun to share all the beautiful things to inspire you. I have been a knitter for over 10 years, so some of the projects as that you can see here are actually like 10, no, not 10 years. I think the oldest one is 7 or 8 years old. But also I am still making garments from my handspun yarn. I enjoy it so much. So in the first half of this episode we will have a look at my handspun sweaters that I have put together here, and in the second half of the episode we will have a look at the handspun yarn. So I am so thrilled about this, and perhaps you can give me some ideas and tips about what to make from my handspun yarn, because I did record this in Swedish just before lunch. This is after lunch, and I had some ideas. Some of the handspun yarn was drawn to my attention and gave me some inspiration. And let's see if you will be inspired perhaps, and also comment and give me some of your inspiration tips. But let's have a look here first in the handspun sweater pile. The first one is something I showed in my previous episode because I just recently finished this sweater. It's a garment from a Swedish designer, Erika Åberg, and she came up with this textured pattern, but I have made it into a drop shoulder sweater where I could easily adjust to the amount of yarn that I had, but not quite, as you can see, because I failed at the neckline and also at the ribbings down here, so I took something else that I had in stash. But this is my latest finished object, and I spun 400 grams and 200 grams of merino and 200 grams of, I think it was a BFL, I'm not quite sure, but I think, and plied them together, and that created this lovely striped beautiful garment, and I can't wait till autumn till I can start to wear it. So that's the first one I am sharing. The second one, if you have been with me here on this channel before, you have seen all of these garments, but I'm thinking maybe a little recap, and perhaps for those of you who find this podcast for the first time, this is a sweater that I designed actually as I was knitting it. And as a spinner, many times you end up with small skeins, perhaps 50 grams, 100 grams, and you don't know really what to make with all the small amounts of yarn. So this is a sweater for all those small amount of yarns. And I did the texture with, actually it's only knit stitches, but I played around with dominant colors back and forward here, and I did the striped body and a corrugated rib sort of in the end, just playing around with stripes on this direction and on that direction. This is actually a pattern of mine, and all of my patterns you can only find on my Patreon site, and I will put a link to that under here. And you can go in and buy a pattern, and no, not buy a pattern, buy a month and pick a pattern or pick 2 patterns and then leave, because I don't grade my patterns in sizes, I just give recommendations. So I don't really want to put them up on Ravelry for sale, so they are only on my Patreon site. But yes, Stripy Heaven is the name of this one, and it's a lovely sweater. I had so much fun putting together all the colors. The next one is something, actually I spun all the yarns for this sweater on Tour de Fleece last year, and I spun all of it on supported spindles, 1 color every day, and I knitted a sweater. This is the only sweater that I have spun on supported spindles. All the other ones are spun on my e-spinner or on my spinning wheel, but this one is spun on supported spindles. So a full garment spun on spindle. That's amazing. It's very close to my heart. I did very intentional. I spun the yarn a bit thick, because when I spin on supported spindles I tend to make it quite thin, the yarn. But with this sweater I wanted it a little bit thicker. I wanted a loosey-goosey sweater, and it was a challenge to try to spin thicker than the hands wanted to do. So the pattern is a pattern from a Swedish company, Svarta fåret. I will try to link the patterns down below. And the fibers was from regenbågenwolle, and it was a kit that I bought with all the fibers. I put away, yes, you can see they don't quite blend in, but I put away some other colors as well that I didn't want to mix in the sweater. But otherwise, Ravenna is the name of the sweater. Okay, now we are having one of those sweaters again that I have a pattern for. It's Cecilia, it's called, and the pattern is on my Patreon site. It's with a texture in the raglan and in the ribbings and a lateral braid. Yeah. The fiber is merino silk, and most of my fibers are from my friend Emma from Garnbyrån, and you can find, I can put a link to her fibers. Really lovely. And yeah, it's the colorway is troll. I don't know the English word for troll. The big guys living in the mountains, in the forest here in the Nordic countries. So that's another beautiful sweater. This one I spun 400 grams for, and I didn't quite use all the 400 grams. Here is another one. If you have been here before, this one is not so long ago. I spun and knitted up this, and this was also something that I got inspired to make because I had different kinds of skeins in my stash. So this is, I think, 3 different. The brown is one, and the contrasting here is you know, one of those skeins where you clean off the bobbins, so it was variegated, and also the ones on the stripes here are one. So I had 3 different kinds, I think, for this garment, and I made up the pattern for it. I made up the sweater as I knitted. I don't have a pattern writing down for this one, unfortunately, because it's beautiful. But I really love it, and it's a little bit more on, I think the main color, the brown, is Corriedale, so it's a little bit not rustic, but not super soft like merino and merino silk and those fibers, but really beautiful. The next one is a merino silk, really soft, and this is Anker sweater, and the fiber is merino silk, and the colorway is Felix, and it comes from my friend's fiber club that I joined some years ago, and this is not quite 400 grams either, and I think it's because I make not fully length garment, and I think perhaps this one is actually full length sleeve, but on the other one I had was a little bit 3/4 length or not fully length, but really beautiful. And often when I spin fractal spinning, so I end up with this beautiful variegated end result. Really lovely. Here is a garment that a couple of years ago, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I went into a really yellow period in my life, and I spun a lot of yellow and I knitted a lot of yellow, and this is a result of one of the garments that I knitted when I wanted to use up the yellow. And this is also a sweater that I came up with, not with a pattern, but I made braids in all the ribbings, really beautiful, I think, and I made stripes, and I made pearl rows in between, and then just mixing and matching the colors. So this is not something that's spun as like this. This is me also striping different kind of yarns. So this is a little bit longer, and it's a long sleeve and long body, and it's super lovely to wear. I have had it like 3 years now, and it's looking really good still, so that's nice. All of my other sweaters that I have showed you is with long sleeves, and this one is something I spun, I don't know, many years ago, and if you have been with me before, you have seen it. But yeah, it's Kate Davies Triet is the pattern, and it's with the lace yoke and short sleeves, and this is of course a different gauge than her pattern calls for, but I just made it I made it work with the yarn I had. And this was something that I was so eager. I spun and knitted, you know, spinning one skein, knitting it, spinning, knitting, and yeah, the fiber is from Ciasbod, and the colorway is cinnamon, and it's perhaps, I hope you can see how it's shifting in different colors. Really, really beautiful. You can wear it with a t-shirt in under to get to wear it like a vest perhaps. Really nice garment. So that's that. I think that's alpaca silk actually. The next pile here is this is the Isländer. It's a free pattern from Rauma yarn, and I knitted this. The contrasting color here that is variegated like this is something that I spun on my spindles. It was a Christmas advent calendar that I spun a little bit every day, and then I applied it with the white, and I ended up with a very happy confetti yarn. You will see it when we go through the yarns later here. But yeah, it was very nice to blend it with the bottom color. And this bottom color is spun on my e-spinner, but the contrasting color is spun on my supported spindles. So Isländer by Rauma yarn. Very, very lovely. I thought that it would be too colorful for me to wear, but it's absolutely not. It's with the grayish, it just tones down everything. So it's a totally wearable sweater, absolutely. Are you still here? The next sweater is something I designed myself, and this sweater is I was going through my fibers, and I have a drum carder, and I decided to bring out, because just the same way as with the yarns that we end up with, you know, small skeins of everything, you end up with fibers, like one piece of that and one piece of that, and I decided to card everything together on my drum carder, and also mixing in angora, so it's a very, very soft and gives a little bit of halo. I have been very good recently, bringing out a lot of my sweaters that were getting, you know, when they get worn, they get a little bit, yeah, you can see they have been worn, but I have been taking I don't know the words here, a machine that picks out all the small dots that come on a garment, you know, when the fiber just creeps out, and it often under the arms, and you know, where you rub your arms against the body, it gets a little bit worn. So this sweater I have been doing with the machine, so I actually got a bit of the halo came with it as well. But this one is called Silver Lining, and I have a pattern for it on my Patreon site. And actually a lovely lace pattern on the front, and the back is knitted in garter in the beginning here, and also with the sleeves back and forward with the split. Really nice. And I think I thought that this the length of the garter in the bottom here should match with the wideness of the lace, so it gave a nice look, you know, what the eye is feeling rested. Sometimes you mix too many, you know, sizes, and yeah, it can be a bit. I don't really know the English words here, but your mind or your eye can be a little bit busy. But this is calm. It's getting a calm effect with the same sizes of the textures here. So Silver Lining is a lovely sweater as well. Here comes also a favorite. A couple of years ago I went into a phase of knitting Maire dress, and I knitted 3 Maire dresses in a row. I knitted first 2 sweaters from just 2-ply sport weight wool yarn that I had in my stash, and it really ate a lot of yarn, and that was so nice. And after knitting those 2, one was in white, grey and black, and one was in yellow, red and brown, and all the warm lovely colors, I decided that I want to make one in handspun yarn. Because when I started to spin many years ago, I spun a lot of the natural fibers with no hand-dyed fibers, just natural browns and beige and everything. And I ended up with a lot of skeins like this. So it also felt really good to put together like 700 grams of the fibers and knit myself a Maire dress. And Maire dress is by Vera Velimäki, and it comes from her book Stripes. Something I did that wasn't in the pattern is that I striped the sleeves with smaller stripes. The pattern calls for, large stripes like this, but it started with, I made all my Maire dresses like this, and it started with not having enough yarn left. So I had to improvise doing the smaller stripes, and that turned out so nice, so I did it on all my dresses. But this one is my absolute favorite. It is first of all handspun, and second of all it turned out a little bit shorter than the other, so it's really nice to wear with a pair of jeans, and it's more like a tunic. Really love it. And of course all the brown and natural colors, and I also did some embroidery with flowers to make it a little bit happy. So this is one of the favorite things that I knitted from my handspun yarn. Really glad for that one. This is a little bit older sweater, and it is a pattern that was really popular here in Sweden a couple of years ago, and it's also Erika Åberg, and the pattern is Austasjön it's called. And yeah, the yoke is from the pattern. I did a different neckline, and I also did the body in lifted stitches, mosaic knitting, and that turned out really nice, I must say. It's quite warm. This was also a sweater that I took a lot of yarns that I had in my stash to mix and match, and it turned out really nice, I must say. I had forgotten about this one, so when I turned everything around today and found this one, I was reminded that it's a beautiful sweater. Today I have been very good and brought out all the sweaters, cleaned out all the shelf and everything, and rushed every, like this, with all the sweaters outside, and yeah, it felt really good. And that's when I came up with the idea of showing off all the handspun sweaters. I actually think there is a couple of more somewhere, but I couldn't find them today. Okay, special sweaters left. This one is a sad story, I must say, because I came over a lot of Icelandic wool, and I made such an effort to spin it a little bit thicker, a little bit looser, trying to imitate let loopy, and I was doing a really good job, and yeah, it took me a lot of time and energy to sit and spin for a big garment like this, because I spun so loosely and it broke all the time, and I had to start all over, and yeah, it was actually a little bit hard. And then I was happy coming up with the pattern myself with corrugated rib from the bottom up, and knitting this beautiful yoke. And the accident came when I put it in the washing machine and washing it on the wool program. It shrunk. The brown fiber have been felted the most, but you can feel on everything that it's a little bit felted. Oh, it's so sad, because this was actually quite achievement, I must say, spinning for Icelandic yarn and then coming up with the pattern and designing and everything. And then I felted it. So the yoke here is a little bit thick, and you know what felted wool feels like. So it has to be really cold outside for me to manage to wear it. I can wear it. It's not too small. It's just that it felted together a bit. So it's not that loose and stretchy that you want it. But yes, those things happened. It's nothing to do, just to accept. But I still keep it, because I'm very proud of it, really proud of it. So my hand-spun Icelandic sweater, really lovely. This is my first, when I started to spin, I had of course the first, trying yarns that was not 100% success, but one of the first bigger quantities of fiber was this, and it's Finul, a Swedish sheep braid, and I got almost 1 kilo of yarn. This is not all of the 1 kilo, but I think I bought like 800 or 900 grams, and I took a long time to spin it, and I spun it quite thin, not super thin, but I think I ended up with like sport weight on this one. And I knitted a Anker sweater in the yoke here. And since I had so much yarn, I kept on knitting, and it turned a little bit longer, and I made pockets on it. Really lovely sweater. I just I love this one. And when I found it today, I thought, oh, it's too bad that I no longer can wear the gray colors, but it's enough brown in this one for me to actually feel good in. So not dissing this one. This one can still be in my favorite pile. So also a little bit tunic like this garment, really nice. Yeah, it's also very special to be the first bigger quantity of fiber that I spun, and I actually made a garment of it and kept it. So that's really nice. The last one is my Maja cardigan. I'm pulling it together a little bit so it won't fall off here. But Maja cardigan is a pattern by Helene Magnusson, and it's a free pattern on edna.se. I will put the link. Really beautiful, and I got the fibers from Höner och Eyre, and I spun it. And yeah, all the colorful colors are from Höner och Eyre, and the browns are from other fibers that I have been spinning that I thought looked good together with this. And I was actually gifted a bit of this yarn from a viewer that I couldn't finish the garment because I ran out of yarn, and she very kindly sent me. It was the green, I think, and perhaps some of the blue. Really, really nice. So I could finish off this garment. It's really, really lovely. Really nice. A little bit thicker. It's like it's designed for let loopy, and I think that this yarn was spun like DK. So yeah, really nice. It has grown a little bit up in the neckline, so I think I will go in and, you know, crochet so you can get the neckline a little bit tighter here. But really lovely garment, and warm, of course. Super lovely. Okay, that was the first part of this episode, and I hope that you enjoyed to see all the handspun sweater. And it nearly blows my mind when I think about all the time that all of these garments has taken to make. First the spinning and then the knitting. It's almost impossible to calculate for all the hours. Really, really lovely. And yes, let's move on to all the handspun yarn, and we shall see what you have to say about that. I already recorded this one once for the Swedish episode, and I sort of organized it a little bit, and I also put in some cedar wood circles. What do you say about this? Cedar wood, it's for hanging on a hanger like this, if you have in your wardrobe. But I don't have them on the hangers. I have them laying in on the shelf in between the fibers. But okay, let's begin. Shall we begin over here? I think. And what I found out when I so this is a fiber quantity that I spun to be knitted something together, and this is Corriedale. I think it's like 300 grams, and this is 200 grams, so it's or perhaps 300 grams as well. I have a lot of yarn here, so this is one of the quantities that I am really, really tempted to make something from. So this is definitely in my plan, in my future plan, to make something from. And really beautiful with this variegated green and all of those, yeah, the natural color there. So that's the first sweater quantity that I have, and then I have here all of the natural colors, a lot of different kinds. This is a gradient that I spun, I think last year actually. I bought it from a tops band and just spun it and plied it. Really lovely. And this is the brown that's left from my Isländer, so I still have some yarn there. This, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm terrible at not putting labels on them, so now I have to guess. Those two are spun on a spindle, on a drop spindle, because they are Helsinge ull, really lovely, and I thought I would make mittens from them, so we shall see if I ever get there. This one is a surprise, have no idea. So those are the natural colors, and I'm putting that aside. Here comes my yellow face, because yeah, I I knitted a lot of the yellow. I have quite a lot of garments in yellow that I really love, but I also have still yarns that I could keep on knitting. Perhaps mixing it with brown, because nowadays I'm not very happy. Perhaps this one is good, but this is definitely not the color for me. But if I mix them and blend in some, you know, burgundy or brown or something, it could be something. I have more of the yellow. These are also 4 of the yellowish yarns, and it doesn't look like much when I hold it like this, but it's definitely for one sweater. This it's more than it's around 400 grams, and that's what I need for a garment. So I could make one more yellow garment. I'm not sure about the yellow. Perhaps I'm done with the yellow. I put in a basket here with not full skeins, you know. This one is a beauty. This is a lovely one. But yeah, there are black glitter alpaca. No, this is not alpaca. The other black was alpaca. This is, I think, blue-faced Leicester, and I knitted a glittery sweater for New Year a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do I have to bring everything out? It's just small balls of things that have been left over when I have knitted. So I think I will keep them in the basket. It's nothing special. Here are, okay, long break. I had a phone call and then I had another phone call. So I'm not sure where I was, but I think I showed you perhaps these. They are the kind of yarns that, you know, when you empty your bobbins, they can go a bit crazy. This is actually the confetti yarn that I used in my Isländer, and this is scrappy from bobbins, and sometimes they turn out really nice, but this one got a little bit too dark, I think. Well, those are those. Here is another one that I am so eager to start. It's so beautiful with the rust and the light blue and everything, and then this is baby camel, you call it that, from World of Wool. Really beautiful and so soft, and these are really lovely. And I also have a bit of this that would go very well with this. So this is also something that I'm very inspired to cast on, actually. Okay, do you see the top here? That's what we have left here. So here is they are not the same, but they look a little bit the same. Green, turquoise. This one is a little bit bronze brown in, and yeah. And this is spun on a spindle. So those are something. Here is two. This one is black. And it is blue-faced Leicester, and this, I think this was blue-faced Leicester as well. This looks a little bit messy, I'm sorry. Yeah, those two perhaps could make something beautiful together. What do you think? Are they too dark? Should they go with something brighter perhaps? They were similar in consistence. These are two plant-based skeins. This is a gradient that goes from green to pink to blue, and this is not the gradient, it's green that could go very well into this. So this could be something, a shawl or something perhaps. Don't forget to comment if you see something you feel like, oh, that could be. Here is two bluish, blue-purple, really beautiful. Also very squishy, could be merino, silk or merino. Very lovely. This is so beautiful. And also this with a little bit of gold. Here is a merino silke, 400 grams, that I really want to make something from. Would be really lovely. I should have something dark perhaps as a contrast, or just make a sweater from this one. Really nice, so big and beautiful. Here is 3. This is a little bit green in it perhaps. This is more just yellow and brown, and this is more green and orange. Yeah, really nice, really nice. And the last one is this beautiful perhaps this could go in there, but yeah, really lovely. I think this is Blueface Leicester, and it's really rusty red, really beautiful. So this is all my handspun yarn that I have in these hand-dyed fibers, handspun from the more dyed fibers. Then I have a lot of the natural colors, but I don't have them in this cupboard. I have them in bags, no, not bags, trunks that I have here, so I won't open those. But these are the super beautiful, lovely handspun that I have. And now I will put them back in the shelf. Really happy to get my yarns organized up there, and cleaning up the shelf, and yeah, getting inspired. at least 2 projects I'm really inspired to cast on, so we shall see. Did you get any ideas? Just comment below, because I really need some inspiration here to get those things knitted up. Something that I didn't show you, they were put aside, is a lot of minis that I have been spinning from different kinds of yarn calendars. So these are spun on my supported spindles, and some are in happy colors, some are just, these are just happy mini skeins, and these are a little bit more colorful minis, and these are natural fibers. And these were from an extra calendar that I got from my friend that she was surprising me with. Yes, surprising me with. Really lovely. And I also have this beautiful box, and this was an advent spin that I did on supported spindles a couple of years ago, and it's a box of loveliness, and it's 2 layers here, really lovely. And I want to find that special project for this one. Really beautiful minis, and just look at this, it makes you so happy. Lovely, lovely. So this is also something that I really want to get started. To find a project for this would be really nice. Yeah. Did you get inspired? Did you get inspired by the yarns, or did you get inspired by the garments that I showed you? Did you just get a big overload of all the yarns and sweaters? Well, it's Tour de Fleece still, and I'm hoping that I can bring you some inspiration. Perhaps you also have a big stash of handspun yarn, or you have other yarns that you can relate to towards the patterns in the garments that I showed you. I really hope that I could give you a little push in some direction, and if you can give me a push in some direction, I would be super happy to hear your comments. Push the like button, subscribe. If you want to find any patterns, I will try to link them down below. So continue with your Tour de Fleece, and I will see you again in a regular episode in August, I think. Bye bye.